Hey everybody, get ready because today I'm going to take the Tylox 100 subscriber challenge. Hello all my good friends out there in YouTube land, it is your good buddy Philtastic Phil here, and I want to welcome you back to my channel. As I said in the introduction, I am taking the Tylox 100 subscriber, I said it's a challenge, but it's really a contest. Tylox is a YouTuber I found recently through one of my favorite comic book YouTubers, Matt Woods, whom I've spoken about on this channel before. And he's doing this again as a contest to celebrate him reaching 100 subscribers, something I'd like to celebrate too soon as well, I should say. So make sure that you share this video and tell your friends, your neighbors, and just random people that you run into about it. Hopefully we'll get there together. Anyway, Matt turned me onto this guy's channel, Tylox. I really enjoyed Tylox's content, and I thought that this contest, above all, was a cool way of just sharing a little bit of information about your contest. Before I get into it, though, I do want to give a special thank you to Sean from Fat Moose Comics, my LCS, again, who I've gushed about several times, for this really cool Mark Brooks Inferno X-Men poster. Very cool, and actually kind of seeing it blown up like this, I feel like it gives me a little bit of insight into the event. Who knows, maybe we'll review that soon and see if the poster kind of pointed towards anything significant in the actual story. So let's go ahead and get to some of Tylox's questions here. The first, what big book you remember owning, or you can remember getting? I can't read my handwriting, so I'm paraphrasing. But this was a book I later had slabbed. I don't think I've talked about this on the channel yet. This is X-Men #1. It's not a high grade, I know, it's a 4.0, but high grade is better than no grade. I remember I purchased this from Fat Moose, actually, when it was under Elon, in their old location, the one I spoke about before next to the sandwich shop. I'll share that video. I'm not going to say if I'm going to share it in the details or if I'm going to put a box about it, because I noticed when I say I'm going to share the link to the video in the description, I tend to just put the box, and when I say I'm going to share it into a box, I'll put it in the description. So I'll share it. It might be in the box, it might be in the description, but go ahead and look for it. Think of it like a little, what do you call it? I like a scavenger hunt. Look for the link. Anyway, X-Men #1, 4.0. I remember I bought this shortly after getting back into comics. I was nervous about this purchase. He had it sitting up as one of his wall books for a very long time. And I kind of agonized about it. I was like, I don't know, this is a lot to spend on a book. I'm not going to say how much I spent, but it's nothing compared to what its apparent worth is today. I remember even talking to my mom about it, and I think I was kind of looking for somebody to give me an out almost. And I remember her saying, well, you know, what's so special about the book? And I said, well, it's the X-Men, and it's the first appearance of some key people, and Magneto, and Cyclops, and all that. And she's like, well, do you think it'll be worth something someday? And I said, yeah, I don't see why not. Just go for it. So Elon was nice enough to kind of give me a layaway plan, and over the course of a couple weeks, I went ahead and finished making my purchase, and a couple years later, slabbed it, and here you go. Question number 2. Who is your favorite C or D list character? Very easy. My favorite C or D list character, Cardiac from Spider-Man. Hear me out. I think this is a character with immense potential that nobody has really kind of quite tapped into yet. To be honest with you, I was a little disappointed with Jason Aaron's recent inclusion of him into the Valkyries book. I thought it didn't really paint him too well, and it didn't really touch on really what we could really accomplish with this character. Fun fact, I know I've talked about this a little bit before, but I've taken a couple online courses throughout the past year at the Joe Kubert School, mostly for writing. One of the courses I took, I'm not quite sure if I spoke about this before, was a course on pitching, how to have an idea and pitch it to, you know, presumably DC, Marvel, or whoever publisher you're trying to go to. Taught by Dan DiDio, formerly of DC Comics. I didn't have an idea for an original character at the time, and I kind of kicked myself, to be honest with you, for doing that, for not having one ready. But my pitch was I wanted to pitch a cardiac miniseries. And without going too much into it, I thought it was kind of cool that by the end of the course, I had Dan saying, "Hey, why should I care about cardiac?" To, "Okay, I have to read up on cardiac now." So my hope is one day to actually formally write up a proposal and pitch it directly to Marvel and say, "This is the time to do a cardiac series or mini series, and this is why." Until then, I'll still continue to be a fan of the character and still try to check him out whenever possible. Question number 3: what book in your collection are you the happiest to own? And I can't read my handwriting again, so I'm paraphrasing. So, book that you're happiest to own. We'll just say it like that. This is one I know I've spoken about before in a segment I call Slab Stories. This book, and I'll put a link somewhere. You'll have to find it. We're very professional here. I'm a professional amateur. Anyway, this is a book that was gifted to me by my lovely wife for my 40th birthday. Hulk 181, and this is an 8.5, 8.5 rather, and she did buy the slab. I have a good story behind it. You'll have to check out the video to see more, but in short, this was a book I had a lower grade in at one point, and I had sold, and I told my wife this is something I really want to get back one day. She took note and she listened, and she surprised me with it actually shortly after my 40th birthday. So this was really cool, and I really appreciate her going to such great efforts for this book. Wolverine is my favorite character of all time. I do consider this his first appearance. I know people go back and forth with it, but simply because I have this one and not Hulk 180. Question number 4: which character do you hate the most? This one I had a little difficulty with. To be honest with you, when I've disliked a character, it's just been maybe somebody I'm not totally aware of. And I'll be one to, when there's room in my pull list, I'll say, okay, let me just give this a shot on a whim. I have one particular character, though, and this might shock some people because it's a major character. I've given several opportunities and several reads to try, and it just doesn't click for me. And that character is the Flash. I apologize to any Flash fans that are watching this. I just could never get into the character at all. Cool costume, but just doesn't click for me as a character. Finally, who has the best rogues gallery? I mean, in all honesty, Batman. I can't imagine any other answer to this. He's got the perfect balance of scary, cool, and interesting villains. And without going too much further into it, I kind of think that some of his better villains are designed to be a reflection of his own personality in some way. Well, there you have it. Those are my answers to Tylox's 100 subscriber contest. I really did enjoy going through some of these questions. Some of them may seem a little bit easier, but I think if you're doing it right, it kind of challenges your thinking a little bit. And before I wrap up, well, as always, if you have any comments or questions about my picks or my answers, go ahead and put them in the comments. We can mix it up a little bit if you'd like. But before I go, I have one quick question to Mr. Tylox. Who is your favorite comic book writer, and who is your favorite comic book artist, and why? Thank you again for checking out this channel. I do appreciate you coming by and looking at my little videos here. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Peace, love, and comics. See you later.